I'm Sarah Dye from the Northwestern University's Purchasing Consortium, and today, as part of the UK UPC Modern Slavery series, I'll be talking on the subject, Writing Your Modern Slavery Statement. You can see on the slide the 8 consortia that work in partnership as UK UPC to establish routes for higher and further education bodies to purchase goods and services. You should now be familiar with what a modern slavery statement is, but where do you start with writing one? Before you put pen to paper on the statement, begin by evaluating your business, specifically focusing on where the highest risk areas are within your business and within your supply chain. Think about the products that you sell or use within your business, as some industries such as construction and electronics are recognised as being at the highest risk of modern slavery, while some products such as garments and some food types are deemed higher risk commodities. Focus on products and industries with high use of raw materials or industries which are particularly labour intensive or where there's likely to be a high use of low-skilled seasonal or agency workers. You should also consider where your suppliers are located. Modern slavery can occur anywhere, and there's often a misconception that a UK or a European supply base means that you're shielded from the risk of modern slavery, which is not the case. However, there are countries where the risk is thought to be higher, and you can use resources such as the Global Slavery Index to understand risk based on supplier location. You should be mindful of the laws and regulations governing labour rights and the level of accountability and enforceability in determining the rights context of a country. The larger, more complex the supply chain is, the less likely it is that you will have an awareness of the treatment of workers within that supply chain. This is true also where there is a high degree of subcontracting and an absence of direct contractual relationships. Where there's distance from workers, you're less likely to know what employment practices they're subject to. Consider how much you know about the different tiers of your supply chain and what you know about the employment practices further down these tiers. Is there a heavy reliance on agency staff or high use of subcontracted workers, perhaps? As outlined in one of our previous sessions, following the government's consultation on the reporting requirements within the Modern Slavery Act, updated guidance will be published which will mandate the content of statements. These mandated elements will be on the topics that were highlighted in the consultation process, and you can see these listed on the slide. You should discuss each of these areas in turn within your statement and still include a section even where you've not made any specific progress in that area, stating as such. You should be talking about where you are now and outlining your goals for the forthcoming year. Make sure you talk about both the good and the bad. Identifying modern slavery within your supply chain isn't ideal, but it does also provide an opportunity to fix it. Don't automatically terminate a supplier relationship, as the slavery will remain, it just won't be on your radar. Instead, do work with the supplier to fix the problem, even if it costs you more, because it's the right thing to do. Then, talk about the progress that has been made so that your stakeholders can have confidence in your supply chain and others can learn from your experiences. Once you've completed your statement, you need to comply with the mandatory elements of the Act, namely getting approval and signature at the highest level. The point of this is to ensure that there is senior strategic commitment to the actions and objectives that are contained in the statement to ensure that you maximise your chance of success and have the most significant impact on modern slavery. You then need to think about how you will cascade the document down and how you will share its contents with your staff to ensure that they've read and understood it. Again, when it comes to sharing your statement externally, there are obligations contained within the Act, as discussed in the previous presentation, around where your statement must be made available on your website. However, as this series is about going beyond the requirements of the Act, it's good practice for you to communicate out to your customers about your modern slavery statement. Talk about the good things that you've achieved over the last year and your plans for the forthcoming year to make clear your commitment to human rights. Share your successes, even if they're from the place of negativity. If you found modern slavery and worked with a supplier to fix it, then let people know. Share your learning to help educate and inform others. If you've trained all your staff and given refreshers, then share that good news.